welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Thursday podcast with us, Don Dunn and Zack from Dreamedia. What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Here's the Cowboy Cinema, our boy.
Hey.
Cowboy Cinemas. What's up,
Nice to see you.
What's up, Jordan?
Love that guy. Jordan, sorry I didn't spend more time with you at Cedia, man. I was under the gun, dude.
Yeah, he texted me. He said he was
Jordan.
Yeah,
said he was upset.
Awesome. Much better looking in person.
So let's talk about the big news that came out recently. You know, I did a video on the Zapiti going under. So did you, Zack. And then we did the whole stream last week about like Cloud Escape trying to transition people over by giving some credits from some movie credits. What's funny is that, you know, 1 week they're out of business, and then the next week they come out with a brand new brand. So this brand is called the Arvolution or Revolution.
Arvolution?
I have no idea what the pronunciation is. But... So this is the brand here.
We'll put the picture back up.
There we go.
You suck at this.
So this is R_Volution.
Arvolution.
I guess they showed it off last week. So this essentially, as you can see, that's basically the Zapiti Nas Ripper in the back. I know Zack has a video on that in your channel as well. I mean, I did a review on it. This looks like the Zapiti Neo, or one of the Zapitis, just, you know, with a different name on the front. Yeah. So clearly they just took kind of the older Zapiti hardware and just like rebranded it. I don't know.
Nobody will ever know. We got them fooled.
That seems crazy to me, man.
Good for them, man.
No, I mean, it's great if it works, but I'd be concerned they're going to find themselves in the same situation again. It's branding even is just like identical. It's a little scary.
I mean, I guess the cool thing is that supposedly, from what, you know, I saw on Michael's video, the software definitely looks a lot snappier. Like this is the new wallpaper, the new cover art for their movie wall. The only thing that sucks is that, you know, we brought up last week, is that they were telling me that possibly $50 a year for a subscription. So it's like, if you have a Zapiti, like, why should we have to pay $50 a year for a subscription when Zidu and Dune and all that, they get it for free? Like, what?
Well, because they want to stay in business.
But we never had to pay for it before.
Well, sorry, shit changes. Obviously, it didn't work out for them.
And
so if you'd like to keep them, then you got to come out the pocket to knock it. You know what I'm saying?
And where it is, supposedly, if you buy one of these new models, you don't have to pay the subscription.
I was gonna ask. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's like we got to pay to play our old players, which is
Go Navy.
It's a little underhanded, if you ask me.
John's in the house.
So that's coming up. I mean, they're supposed to send me one of these next week. I feel a little. I don't know if I'm really interested in reviewing it, because I feel a little bit bad, because it's like, you know, I talked about the Zapiti last year or 2 years ago.
You'll review it. You're a whore.
Then it's like, you know, how can I push this?
I don't know if I want to review it unless you're gonna send one.
I was like, yo, who's gonna believe it? Who's gonna believe they're not gonna go under again?
That's terrifying for me as a business owner. Is, you know, it made me feel terrible for our Zapiti customers when what happened with Zapiti happened. I'd hate to go selling this and then be in the same position again. I feel like we're not looking out for our customers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have experienced that same pain several times over the years, being an integrator. A new great product comes out, it's around for like Colorado VNet as an example or whatever, and they just fade away.
I mean, that right there, I mean, the NAS, how are they not going to end up in the same boat?
I don't know. I mean, apparently they're not going to sell these in the U.S. because, as many of you guys know in the chat, you cannot, it's an illegal act to rip your own movies. So those movies that you own on disc that you think are yours, they actually are not yours, or else you could legally rip them. But in the U.S., you cannot legally rip your own movies. So it
Jack
seems
the
that
Ripper.
the copyright laws are different every place else outside of the U.S. So I mean, I don't know how why they're still making this or why they're advertising it here in the U.S. But there it is. It's back. It's rebranded. And then this is the Revolution Player One. I mean, I had a Zapiti version of that before, and this
There's
looks like
Kellen
yeah.
Fleener. Call him Kellen Fleener.
So I mean, I am interested to see, if people are going to have to pay for this new video player on the new players, or if it really is just going to be the older Zapiti customers that are stuck paying that subscription fee.
Yeah, well, cool. We covered it. Move along. Bye, Kaleidoscape.
Love you, Don.
Bye, Kaleidoscape.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring Kaleidoscape up because whereas Zapiti went out of business, they came back a week later and just rebranded. Kaleidoscape went out of
Kaleidoscape
business
kinda
for
did
like
that.
24 hours and then
Yeah.
came back
Yeah.
and they rectified their issues. So they didn't like rebrand. They just worked
Well,
the
there was
deals
a
out with the
lot of
studios.
issues going on. Kaleidoscape
Yeah.
was trying to fight Goliath back then. So
Yeah. So, but they're still here. They didn't like rebrand. So I think that's a little bit different. But you tell me what you guys think. What are your thoughts on this new rebrand of Zapiti into Arvolution? Do you guys feel all right in purchasing this new brand? Do you feel slighted? Do you feel it's fair to have to pay for a subscription fee for the older Zapiti players? Leave your thoughts down below and let us know.
I think it's kind of cool that the company's trying to hold on and take care of people. I mean, having a business go down and go under, I've experienced that. It's not a pleasant thing, especially if it's something you put your heart and soul into. There's a human element to this too.
I guess we won't know the real story. Somebody's got to share with us. Apparently, it wasn't a copyright thing. It might have been like a CEO type of thing, behind the curtain.
Bad financial moves.
Sounds like. We'll see. I don't know if Raphael wants to share that or not, but. And then another thing that got announced yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, is we now have, for you movie fans out there, one of the biggest blockbusters of the year just came out. This is Oppenheimer. You guys can, if you guys want to, well, it's coming out, I think, on November 21st. This is coming out on 4K Blu-ray. It's $39.98. It's $40 for a pre-sale, which for a disc, I mean, let's face it, that's kind of pricey.
Just download that shit on Kaleidoscape.
That's kind of pricey. But, oddly enough, somebody had left a comment yesterday. This is why nobody buys Kaleidoscape, because their movies are so expensive. What is this? It's only $24.99. Are you going to tell me Kaleidoscape is $15 cheaper than the 4K physical media?
Yeah, I'm typing. Their movies are too expensive. Mom, are my Hot Pockets ready? Nah, it's way too expensive. The internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my first YouTube video with Gene many moons ago, and reading the comments, I'm like, wow, I really got a nose hair? I mean, like, people are brutal, dude.
Zach, what's up?
That brutal.
Zach is booted for some reason. His internet. Don, did you hook up?
In the mountains, dude.
Did you hook up his internet at his house?
Fuck no. He needs Starlink. Well, I don't know if that'll work. He's literally wedged between two mountains, dude. Zach's place is so dope. Like, I'm telling you, I'm doing shit wrong because this place is off the chain.
But let's the guys that are going to obviously pick up the movie. Did you see this movie, Don? Did you see Oppenheimer?
No, I'm gonna see it when it comes out. I went to go a couple times and just I'm busy, so unfortunately, I really should have. A friend of mine drove all the way to Fort Lauderdale to see it on the old school film IMAX.
Yeah.
Just to get the experience. So in Tampa, we used to have one of the original IMAX theaters, which was a big dome, and you kind of laid back in the seat. That was pretty dope. Like literally, the whole screen was around you. You if you look to the right and down, you could see a little silhouette in the bottom of the screen from somebody's head, but it was like completely being immersed. It was, and they had like glass windows looking into the the film and camera room. It was really cool, man. They backlit all the speakers and they're like bass sound, and they would it was really cool. I missed that. It was at the Tampa Museum of Science and History.
Interesting. Yeah, we used to have a real, like a 9-story one over here in Connecticut.
If I said it's okay to be gay, I'm like, come on, man. I'm not attractive enough to be gay.
So, this is a Christopher Nolan movie, and he has never had a movie come out that has been in Dolby Atmos. So I would just assume that this also was not going to be in Atmos rather than being in DTS 5.1. And when I saw this at the theater, I thought it was okay. I mean, most of it is just like 98% talking. So
dialogue,
it's just all dialogue.
Not an action flick. It's a statement movie. I hear it's wonderful. I like movies like that. So, the soundtrack doesn't have to always be everything crashing around.
Yeah.
Really, that's the challenge of a sound designer and sound editor, is to create a sound that takes even a somewhat static movie and enhances it.
Well, this movie, if we're talking about sound, there's like maybe 2 minutes worth of the bomb going off. The rest is just dialogue. So this is nothing really to show off in your home theater.
But what is it? Was it evil dialogue? Come on, try to lighten everybody up, man.
The whole thing is evil. So, I mean, I'm interested. How many people in the chat are actually excited for this release? Did you actually see it? Are you excited to rewatch it multiple times again? Or do you think, like me, this is one of those movies where you would just watch it once and just move on? Because I don't think this is a movie that I would watch again and again and again.
But
when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking. It's like sitting down. It's like sitting down and just watching a documentary on mountains like multiple times over. I wouldn't want to do that.
What?
Kellen says it's GTS 5.1.
Doyle's the man of the hour.
Doyle is the man of the hour. But before we get to Doyle, we are going to check out this new installation that Zack and crew over at Dreamedia did. But if you guys have any questions and stuff like that, drop them in the comment section. When we're done doing what we're doing, we'll roll back and we'll go back and answer some questions. And obviously, if you want to get our attention, drop a super chat so we'll see it and we'll get to it right away. So let me share the screen here.
Kanga, is he Dutch? Or not Dane? Sorry, shit. Sorry, Dane. That's a big no-no.
Chrome tab window. Oh, here we go.
Dane
who?
I love Forrest Gump.
All right, so this is what we got.
Plywood's awesome.
Zack, what are we looking at here? Is this your idea of an install of a
that bitch dropped in a big cardboard sign while he's building the theater? If you ever want to market something, let me suggest that you go to that.
This is Dreamedia white glove install.
I think he had that at his house. I mean, I woke up in the morning and saw Dreamedia sign.
Yeah, so this is just kind of a halfway through progress picture on our take of a affordable yet still high performing home theater. It's just a 5.1.2, but we reoriented the room properly. It had a really terrible builder pre-wire, so we redid it per the customer preferences. This was in McKinney, Texas. We do a ton of work in Texas. Oh, yeah. So it's a 5.1.2 300 series focal system featuring just some of our best-selling brands, honestly. The Epson LS 12,000.
Well, let's not jump ahead here. What are we looking at?
Well, right now, what you're looking at is the room pre-wired, or after we finished wiring it, day one, after we installed the framing for our acoustics, as well as rewired the entire space and installed some LEDs. So this is kind of like day one recap. It was a 2-day install. So we came in and rewired the whole room and kind of framed things out, and then had the painters come in at the end of the day and patch all the holes, which you can see in the full install video, the entire process. But they came in and fixed all the holes, painted everything, and then we came and put all our acoustics up and our speakers and screen and calibrated everything. I sent you a full folder that should have some other images of the completed project.
Oh, they're here. We're going picture by picture though.
Yeah.
So what's up with the plywood?
The plywood is just used for us to have a location to mount the LED kit to give it a glow and make the room feel a little bit more.
We do the same thing where you put a little, you float it off the wall a little bit. That way all the LED lights will kind of give an ambient light behind it without seeing it. It's really smart idea.
And then you mount the treatment on top of the plywood. Huh? Is that the idea? Is that the idea, Zach?
Exactly. Yeah, it's the LEDs are positioned behind the plywood facing towards the wall to give off a nice little glow, and they can change it to whatever color they want. We did the same thing behind the screen, and they can independently control the LED depending if it's what type of environment I guess they're viewing in. This was a multi-purpose home theater, so a lot of sports as well as Netflix, Hulu, streaming, and movies. So just kind of a family-friendly, pile the kids and the dogs in there. It's nice and cozy, and still performs really well. Like 5.1.2, you're going to be utilizing most of the speakers pretty much all the time. So it's one of our best-selling configurations.
So where that plywood was, you hung the acoustic treatments on top of the plywood.
Correct.
Okay. Also, that plywood that was on the ceiling is now the diffuser there.
Yeah,
the little skyline.
That's a common installation. I mean, that's really the best way to do it. To float that plywood off the wall and then mount your acoustic treatments on it and backlight it is really, a smart way to do things. And I think that looks great. It looks super comfortable.
Cool. Yeah, very cozy in there.
Is there any boards in the back, or is it wide open?
So what you look at, that's a tip for today. You float your plywood off the wall, put your LED behind it, and then your acoustic treatment goes on top of it. That's something I've just learned. I've learned.
It's really a great way to set up a theater room. The modern theater room where you've got the proper acoustic treatments. You don't have a bunch of columns. Everybody wants to do them freaking columns or just for aesthetics. But that looks like a really comfy room, man.
Yeah.
Is there a doorway? Is there a doorway back there?
It's open. So they're going to have like shuffleboard and air hockey table, and it's a space for them to entertain, really. Everybody to just hang out and have the sports game going. A general multi-purpose floor, really.
What'd be kind of cool, Zach, is to put some. Obviously, doors would be best, but they want to create this open architecture. I would do some really heavy drapes that you could pull across that. So the drapes would do two things. They would help isolate the room, control the lighting, and also they kind of act as a diffuser. You would prefer absorbive. It's better than nothing. That might be an inexpensive way to,
Is it so? This is totally complete. Well, I mean, for the project, Zach.
Look, I'm trying to roast this shit, so give me some ammunition.
That's right. So this is done, though, Zach.
We got Doyle's Badass Theater coming up, and I'm like,
no, this project is finished, and they purposefully they had doors in the initial build, and they wanted it more open on purpose. Like they don't.
No, I get it, but they also might want to go in and watch a movie sometime without guests there, and
during the day without having lights, a window open.
You're gonna get that slap echo back in the room, but it should probably be diffused since it's such a open area like that. It shouldn't affect it too much. I just think some curtains would be kind of cool. But look, it's always easy to look at something and go, I would have done that. But my clients might not have let me do that. And be like, no, you're out, dude.
What projector is that?
LS 1200.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Who makes these the treatments? What's up with your internet today, dude? What's going on with your internet?
Yeah, I'm about to give up. Honestly, it's frustrating me. Sorry.
No, never give up. Never surrender.
Anyways, it's an Epson LS 12,000, which is a
2700 lumen projector. $27.
That's actually a nice projector for the money.
That is. I reviewed the 1100, and that was awesome. For I think it was like a couple grand.
Listen, Epson. I mean, we sell some of them. We don't sell a lot because there's no margin on them, and we got to pay our bills. But for the money, I mean, we use them in like outdoor theaters and different scenarios quite a bit. I mean, do they look as good as a Sony or a JVC?
You know, at the M-Wave event, they compared it to the JVC 6000, and people. I wasn't even at the event, but my guys who recorded it and people there said that in certain aspects it outperformed the Sony. I think it's just because they do a really good job with their
outperform the Sony. That's a bit of a stretch. I don't know why.
I mean, maybe an overall just, value and color pop. I mean, they're very vivid and, like Shane said, super bright. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not going to be as sharp as a Sony or a JVC. It just can't. It's 4K. But
it's less money.
But it's a lot more affordable. And that particular unit comes with a projector mount, and now they're laser too. So it's just it's a great unit. Comes with a 3-year warranty. They're kind of hard.
Lasers.
Freaking lasers.
Freaking lasers.
And who makes
the
room treatments?
Technology really.
There's no more pictures of this room.
Who makes the room treatments?
This is Acoustics, and we used a mixture of their cinema rounds as well as their DC3 multi diffusers, and then the Flexi Waves, which are diffusion and absorption.
Yeah, I love the staggered treatments with the little, pieces of wood coming out. I think that's a super dope look. I mean, listen, for the money, that makes it look like a much more higher end theater than a cool, very expensive diffuser on the ceiling. Looks pretty dope.
That looks expensive to me. What are you talking about?
Now, one tip I can give you. So you see you've got 6 can lights that I can see. There might be more. One of the things when we're designing a theater is we separate the lighting loads. So the first set of cans that are closest to the screen, or sometimes two sets of cans, we always put them on a separate load or separate dimmer so that you can turn those down. They're not blasting into the screen. You can still have some lights on in the theater room and have people, and you're entertaining coming in and out. Little tip.
Yeah, that's a great tip. And we have this room set up like that, plus independent control over the different LEDs too, because the LEDs can be distracting when viewing. So you can turn off the ones for the screen and ceiling as an example and just dim down the side ones. But yeah, being able to control the light in the room is really important.
It's critical. Well, that means you can have some low lighting on when people are hanging out. You're entertaining. They're watching the Super Bowl, watching a game. It's not bleeding into the screen, not washing out the screen. It's just a little smart tip. Another tip, if you guys care. If you don't, then I'll leave and cry. Is the HVAC that we put in the rooms. Now, I don't know about this room would be affected by it, but we always try to specify linear diffusers. If you're not familiar with those are basically real long and thin AC outlets, and we also put some mufflers on them or a larger airflow, because HVAC is something that most people never even think about when they're doing a theater, and can be a really big detractor when you're watching a movie like A Quiet Place or Oppenheimer or something like that, where there's a lot of dialogue or quiet intensive, and then you got this air conditioner kick on. Very few people think of that, but that's one of the first things we do when we're designing a room. And Zack may have addressed that as well.
No, we didn't do anything with the air conditioning in this space. But
of course, you got to open back. So,
especially as you get into higher end cinema, just really controlling your noise from the outside
Huge deal. Yep. If you go into most rooms with air conditioning and whatever is involved in the room, you're going to see 40, 50 dB noise floors on a lot of these rooms, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's your base to start from. You're trying to calibrate it and set it up. So anything that you can do with sound mitigation, and that's keeping sound out or keeping sound inside from going out, not acoustic treatments, really helps for giving you a really good base for room to start from. Doyle says that's a problem in my room, the AC. Doyle, you're not alone. Most people build rooms and never think about it, or builders never think about it, or internet trained theater designers never think about it. And that's an issue, man. It really is on a lot of systems.
That and the equipment in the room.
You should always try to. Yeah,
and this one we put
hot. How many theater rooms you've been in that were hot? Like, I can't cool down.
Yeah.
I can't cool down.
I can't even go in mine in the summertime.
No, I'm serious. Like, a lot of theater rooms are blistering brutal, dude. And what sucks more than sitting in a leather theater chair or a pleather theater chair in your shorts and t-shirt trying to watch a movie and it's hot and you're sticky. I mean, that's a major issue. That's why I'm a big proponent and super hyper focused on the room construction and design before I get into acoustic treatments and equipment and all that shit that goes into it.
Is there a specific reason why you didn't put these speakers behind the screen?
This is just a really good value screen. This is a Screen Innovations 133-inch Zero Edge Pro in the pure gray material.
Pure gray? Why'd you do gray? To enhance the contrast?
Yeah, I found that you get a contrast bump, and it does perform a little bit better. It's not an ambient light rejecting screen, but it performs a little bit better in rooms with ambient light. And since we knew that, this was a multi-purpose space, a lot of the time they're going to have the lights probably like that, where like all the LEDs are on and the cans are slightly on so you can see in the room, but have like the game going. So
you've got to be careful with the slate material or the black diamond material that they use. It works good in a bright room, but in a dedicated room, it's not the best choice because you can see a lot of artifacts and shit on that, dude.
Like those sparklies?
Yeah, the pure gray material is awesome for the money. I mean, that whole screen is like a couple grand versus, you get into the ALR materials and you're looking at like $5-6 grand. And when you do that throughout the room, it adds up. So, this isn't the cheapest option by any means that we have available, but it was a good take at a really well-balanced, pretty affordable system.
I mean, from this perspective, that looks really pimp.
Except for the white, except for the white outlet covers there. Those are distracting me. They're really distracting.
Things, dude. White power outlets. Everybody does that, man. Even Gene, I'm like, come on, man. Black.
I was like, you can't see. Like, where are the outlets? I can't see them unless they're white.
Black don't crack, man. Get the black outlets in there all the time. It really did the little touches, man.
Yeah, this wasn't a dedicated, super.
What? Come on now.
If you look, even the baseboards are white, carpets white.
I forgot, Don. I know.
What do you got? A bucket of shoes in the upper left corner there? What is that?
Blankets.
Bucket of shoes.
Was it slippers in there?
Blankets.
Okay, now we're getting a little deeper into it.
There we go.
So Zack, my
fancy.
Friend,
okay.
When I first started watching your videos, I'm like, why does this dude always put in walls on the left and right and a box speaker in the center? Explain.
It's just cost. These are less than half the price. So that 302 is one of my favorite speakers. It's just really versatile and sounds phenomenal, but it's expensive. So it's kind of like the screen. You go from that screen to an acoustically transparent, there's a few grand. You go from there to, 302 to the 300 series IW6, there's another couple grand. So like it all adds up, But really, the reason that you see so many on walls in our installs is because we're trying to stay within a reasonable budget and not do acoustically transparent. And in many circumstances, whenever you start to cut the wall open, you either have to use a more entry-level speaker that'll fit within the studs if the framing isn't an issue, which a lot of the time the framing doesn't line up center with the wall, so you have to reframe the wall to accept it.
You got to cut the studs. There's no choice.
Or
And
cut
you
the
can't
studs.
always do that. I get it.
So these on walls are just a good solution that's pretty close to an in wall. Like they're, not like a floor standing speaker. I would say they're family friendly, but more flexible. You don't have to worry about framing and stuff like that.
And they camber match, and you're using 300s on this, so
it has the same inverted aluminum magnesium tweeter. Yep, and
what subs are those?
Woofers.
What is that? What subwoofer? Is that an SVS?
That's a SVS 2000 Pro, one of our best-selling subs.
That's a great performance sub for the money. Is that the ported one? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
I'm sure this room sounds great. Oh, those white outlets. God.
Yeah. How dare you, Zack?
Yeah.
You went from a 10 down to a 7.
And the SB are sealed subs.
So you got those in the front, 300, like IC6s for the ATMOS, like I have in my bedroom. Then in the back, you have what, in walls or in ceilings?
In walls, right at ear level. Cool. The same as the front left and right. And we got an extra sub pre-wired to the front left. He didn't, in comparison to what this homeowner had previously, this is like an insane theater. But I told him, as you start watching more movies and really getting into the space, you may find that you want a little bit more bass and a little bit better dispersion of bass. So we wired for another sub in the left-hand corner too.
That's cool. Can I make a suggestion to stop putting your surrounds at ear level and put them 15 degrees above ear level?
I didn't even see this surround. Where is it?
They're in wall behind. They're not directly at ear level, but they're pretty close.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a good, beautiful room. I mean, we're drawing at straws trying to, knock this thing, but it's a cool room. I love what you did with it. I love it's acoustically treated. I think it's cool that I've done several rooms like that flow out into a game area. Some of them, like, it'd be kind of cool is if you did like a little half bar behind those seats where people could sit and you could fit more people in there. We put big bean bags in theater rooms like that so kids can lay down or friends can hang out, and you know what I mean, when you have limited seating like that. But I mean, those are just things that you could suggest, but no.
Are there pictures of the other room, Shane? Because they have a bar out there, and they're gonna have seating for eating as well as more couches and stuff as well. But you can kind of see that.
It was just the theater room. Yeah, just these theater pictures.
If you look at the full video, I kind of show that space, not furnished, but for people watching this, you can get some inspiration from their little bar that's outside the room. It has microwave, and all the little stuff, floating shelves, and have the LEDs tied in there too. So it kind of makes the whole room
kind of flows.
Yeah.
What'd you put for audio out there?
No audio. That's just phase 2. He went honestly a little over budget because we did this and then we did the rest of the house. We did the living room, kitchen, patio, master bath. So we were at the top of the budget, and he didn't even have furniture yet for that space, but it'll come.
Cool space, man. I love the light that kind of glows on the diffuser. I think that looks super pimp.
Did you not color match the grills for the LCRs?
Do what to the grills?
Why didn't you paint the grills?
The customer wanted them off, but I took pictures with the grills on to show people that there are grills and they are paintable. And I say that in the video, but the customer liked the look of them. And a lot of people that put these focal speakers in want to show them off.
I bet it sounds great.
Customer's always right. Yeah, I would like to hear that myself. Where is this, in Texas?
Cool. I like this room. It looks
I like it too, yeah. Very clean. Very clean.
I mean, minus the equipment, it's really kind of in my style of comfortable
Wait, what equipment is in here?
Focal 300 series.
No, I mean like like players and stuff like that. Receiver, AVR,
It's a Marantz.
Marantz.
Good Mac.
Marantz.
Just put
Yeah.
a Blu-ray player in there, K-Scape, Apple TV.
How do you get out?
No, just Apple TV.
Oh, okay.
Or actually,
Cool
I think they're Android users. We did a Roku Ultra. Apple TV, Roku Ultra for the average theater setup is pretty typical. Although I preach that, obviously Kaleidoscape is the best choice. It's just not in the budget for most systems.
It's not a Kaleidoscape client.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has to make sense, right? Like I would say you're probably closer to like, $60,000 to $100,000 theaters before it even makes sense to consider Kaleidoscape because, the equipment has to match the
More
level.
than 60, dude. Definitely.
How much is this room?
30.
What's this room cost?
35.
This is 30? Really?
That's a lot of
Yeah,
that's
that's a
shit
lot of
for
theater.
30 grand. I mean,
Yeah, it's fancy.
most people
Sure.
would be thrilled with this. Only
Yeah,
as
that's awesome.
audio dorks, would be like, oh, I need this and that.
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
Like me.
Yeah. Yeah, except for the couch. I'm not a fan of the couch, but everything else looks awesome to me.
I like the couch.
I like it. Yeah, it's super cozy.
Couch. I like the couch.
I'd rather sit in that than most theater chairs.
Nah, because then I'll find myself laying down on that sideways and I'll fall asleep. So that's like defeats the purpose for me.
Well,
so what? I want to try to watch a movie and I fall asleep.
Bitch, you got a theater in an apartment. What are you talking about?
That's why I ain't got a couch in there, is I'll fall asleep in there.
You ain't got room for it.
That's why I got a living room. But I dig it though, except for the white.
I like it, Zach.
Yeah, except for the white trim.
I think you did your client a solid on that one, dude. I mean, obviously things I would do different if it was my room, but I'm not like your average dude. So,
well, that's what's cool. I mean, Don, I showed you that super traditional, crazy high end theater that we're working on. That's over $500,000, and that may not be one person's taste. Just like this guy obviously wouldn't like that traditional look. I mean, we can curate packages for anybody's style. I mean, that's really
or budget. Yeah, I mean, look, it's an elegant room, very comfy.
Yep.
You got Focal speakers, so you got a great brand. I'm familiar with all of those, and I know that, including the subs, I'm SVS dealers as well, so I know that's a great sound coming from this room. You got them, you got room to put a rear sub, which would be great, but at least you've got the subs in the corner so they can load out of the corner. I'm sure the problem is that subs move airspace, they move air. And when you open a room up like that into a bigger room, you're going to get the effect coming through it, but it's going to sap some of that bass performance out of it.
Luckily, you pick up a little bit on a room.
Mm-hmm.
God, your internet's such shitty today, Zach.
We should do a GoFundMe so Zach can get Starlink.
Come on, Zach. What's going on?
Zach, we're going to do a GoFundMe for your internet.
I feel like I'm more of a nuisance to this live stream than help.
No, not at all. You need Starlink, man.
His internet is good every other week.
I dig it. So
I like it.
let's move on to Doyle's theater, man.
I like it.
No.
I want to see Doyle's badass theater.
Are you streaming in 4K or 1080p, Zach?
Obviously 4K. Kellen's sitting at home shaking his head. Kellen's like, I'm in the middle of Kentucky and I got internet.
Well, I can see.
Look at that profile.
Are you using your cell phone for this, Zach?
Zach better never go to prison.
Are you streaming from your iPad? You got the LTE internet over there at 3G.
3G, yo.
Not even 3G, like a 2G.
Oprah Winfrey.
What are you looking at Oprah Winfrey for?
I don't know. It's 876 Oprah Winfrey. You get a theater, and you get a theater, and you get a car, and you get a car.
All right, let's go over. I think Zach is. Zach, are you back now?
Zack's back, and this time it's
I
personal.
don't know, guys. It's like in and out. I feel like at this point I should probably just leave, but
You're just trying to get out of it. No.
Mhm.
You ain't leaving. Don't be talking that shit, Zach. Come on.
All right. Well, let's check out this next theater. You can hang in.
Zack's background's actually his house. It looks like one of those backgrounds that Microsoft Team gives you, some pimp ass house. I'm gonna do that.
All right, so let's. So this is we are now going over to Doyle Schafer's home theater. Doyle Schafer, he's a Patreon member of mine. I helped him out a little bit in choosing the subwoofers that he owns that he's running in his dedicated theater space here. I believe there's a better video as well on Haterade Cowboy Cinema's channel, which is Jordan. I don't know if Jordan's still in the chat or not.
There, right?
Yeah, so he's got a dedicated walkthrough. But let's go ahead.
Here. Wait.
Let's
the king of THX is here.
Who's that?
Thomas and Holman.
Oprah Winfrey?
No, Thomas and Holman. You know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is.
All right.
Okay, so all right, let's go. Here we go. This is Doyle Schafer's theater. Whoops. Remember, we're only roasting it because he wants us to roast it, guys. We're not just picking on some random theater. You know, some of the little.
Look at that keypad.
I don't know. Let's find out. He's putting in the code.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Devil's in the details.
Oh, look at that.
Oh shit!
Man,
like a bolt.
Ooh.
The air go like that.
Ooh.
When you open it,
I can already tell that half of it looked like it's finished. The back half don't look like it's finished. But we'll wait till he spins the camera around.
Come on now.
Look at that. He got the R7s, the D215s up in the front. In the littlest screen I've ever seen. Doyle, what size screen is that?
Any kind of screen. What is that? A Sony TV?
Doyle, what you got? A 75-inch projection screen in there?
Come on, Doyle.
Dare you do that
All
with
that
those
money,
speakers?
man. All that room. And that's the screen, dude. Come on.
I like how everything is blacked out. Everything's like matte black. I dig that.
Yeah, that's a killer setup right there. What are you running for?
Hold on a second. He's got some. I don't know what those 2x4s are. I love the play-by-play though.
Damn, there's some bright ass lights. Woof.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that like a cathedral ceiling?
It looked like it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well,
looks like a barn with those lights. Come on, man.
Yeah. Is the sound getting sucked up there, Don? There we go. We're spinning around to the back. All right. I mean, that whole unfinished painted wood there, that would bother me for sure.
Yeah. You got curtains in the back, dude? Or are those treatments?
Should we start a GoFundMe so he can buy some more matte black paint? Finish that back half? That back quarter?
113. Come on. Those are rookie numbers. Bump that shit up, Doyle.
113. You need to paint that. You need to paint that, boy. Come on, Doyle. You need to paint that. What's that?
Click.
Oh, that's the exit?
Is that the gun room? Shit. I'd lead right into my gun vault if that was mine. That's awesome.
Look at that. But listen, that's what's going on with that jank side surround wall mount, Doyle? Come on, buddy. Is it okay? I'm just gonna assume that the back quarter of this room is just unfinished. It's articulating. Oh, there we go.
Got the right height.
You can see. Yeah.
Angle of the dangle.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, come on, man. Paint that shit.
Paint it, Doyle. He ain't got enough money because he spent all the money on his Perlisten speakers.
That's okay.
That's what he did.
There's worse things to spend your money on.
That looks like a Stewart screen, yeah? Doyle? Is that a Stewart screen?
It's hard to tell, so small.
Yeah, look at that.
What are we looking at here?
You know, it'd suck if you had mice in your house. Then the wires are all kinds of eaten up.
Shut up, dude.
That center channel is like 80 pounds. Or like 76 or 78 pounds.
Width of the whole screen.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, some of you guys, like some folks, they get these clip center channel speakers, and they're like,
Oh my
"Oh, it's
God.
so big, it's fucking big." I got that
Sounds
center
like
channel,
shit.
man. I couldn't even bring this upstairs. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What is this fucking thing?"
So I sent a Clips probably hates me now. They had a big advertisement, the keepers of the sound. I'm like, fuck off. Keepers of the sound.
Oh, he's got a little mini split
Oh, a
there.
split.
Yeah.
You got a split in there, huh?
Why don't you get some black vinyl? You can get some black vinyl wrap and just wrap that.
Yeah,
You know?
that's why he's got the AC noise. He's got a split.
I can't see anything but that now. Doyle, you just done half-assed your theater with that white mini split.
Oh God.
Look at that.
Getting anxiety looking at that wiring, dude.
Goodness.
I'm gonna need to take a Xanax.
Doyle, why did you even show us this? Just keep that a secret, man. You're blowing the illusion.
Just dropped the velvet, fine Corinthian velvet.
Yeah, velvety. You know, the funny thing is that Jordan did his home theater tour here. It was like 40 minutes long, and they stood right in front of that screen for 40 minutes and talked. Like the whole 40 minutes.
I'll have to check
Which
that
I would assume without the editing, it's probably longer.
Because it's so small.
I was like, dude, how come you guys didn't sit down in your sofa?
Because they had a lot to say. Ooh, the velvet.
You know, you can get some of that tacky spray.
It's like my boy
Tack
KC
it down.
here in Tampa. He's got velvet stretch out everywhere.
What is that velvet?
It's like Prince when I go into it.
Look at that. He's got 4 D215s in there.
Ooh, big money.
Yeah.
If I had your money, Doyle, I'd get rid of mine.
Eesh, that's about 40 grand. And Zach, his flubs cost more than that entire home theater that you just built.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they
Just
did.
subs. Doyle, come on. Did he address the unfinished paint back here? Did he say anything about that?
Taking notes. I mean, you know, it's just obviously unfinished in certain parts of it.
Is it though? Like, what is he going to put here to cover this up? Because that looks very intentional.
Homemade?
Maybe cover it with a curtain or something like that. Like the whole back half and like in
Paint the wood, dude.
Yeah, it don't bother me though. I mean, at least he ain't got no white trim everywhere, so that's cool.
Yeah, that
Zach.
you gotta fix the wiring, dude. I'm just telling you, if you're gonna spend all that money and have a fifth room, you gotta fix the wiring. If you can't do it, hire somebody. Hide that shit, dude. Fix it, because I mean, you're like so money and you don't even know it. You're right there. You're right there.
So money.
Get a bigger screen.
Yeah, get a fucking bigger screen, dude.
I'd build a back wall and do a acoustically transparent screen and put.
You know what? Like, you don't even, Doyle. You don't even care about your guests. What is this stool back there? Is that what your guests are going to sit on? Is that your back row?
What is that, man? Come on.
Whoa, he's got 5 Perlistens back there. Damn, look at his back speaker. Okay.
Damn, Doyle put out a second mortgage, man.
Yeah. What is this audio rack? You got that from Walmart, huh?
What?
His audio rack. Or his projector rack.
What? Is that one of the mesh metal ones?
Yeah, that you go to Old Navy for, and you go to Old Navy and they put the jeans on them.
Are those diffusers?
I think so. He's got a hush box.
It should be absorbive.
Dude, you need to invest in him. You need to dump that iPhone you got, because this quality is like 480p. What is this?
God, you're such a diva, Shane.
I'm just saying. All right, that's a little bit better.
What is the quality of that video? Surely you must have an Android like the please.
Let's go back. All right, let's go back. Here we go. It's a little better. It's 1080p.
Dude's got he whipped it out.
He can't afford it. He can't afford any more paint. He can't afford wire management.
The back of your room should be absorbive to keep slap echo from coming back. Just saying.
Yeah, get that vinyl wrap, dude. Vinyl wrap is like $30 a roll or whatever. What are these right here? What are these black boxes?
They're holding up the little screen.
They're holding up that 90-inch screen of yours. I mean, aside from that, the small screen, I mean, it's probably like a length issue, depending how big that screen
like
is.
half the room's done. Like there's no paint.
Yeah.
No
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
coverings
better.
on everything. So
Yeah,
those
bro.
absorptive panels, you should put diffusers where those absorptive panels are, my friend.
Interesting
Hudgebox
design,
is
though.
great.
What projector do you have back there?
Yeah, is that an anamorphic lens? Looks like
Looks
it.
like it. Yeah, looks like it.
Looks like it.
Do we know what projector?
That's my rack. Look at the lights. Look at the lights demo, Shane. Is there another? All right. Yeah, so this is I mean, I don't know, Doyle, are you gonna put something going on in the ceiling here? Or are we just gonna keep that bare? I'm sure you're gonna paint I'm sure you're gonna paint all this.
Yeah, of course he
Yeah.
is. But
He's got a white drop cloth back here. Maybe he's in the middle of process of painting. Perhaps. Get rid of this little stool. Nobody's gonna be comfortable in that.
man, we got
Doyle.
and towers for rears.
So he's got 4 D215s and then what was that, a D212?
Where's your
it looks
ATMOS
like?
at? Like I can't tell.
Oh yeah. We
Where's
didn't
the
see
ATMOS?
that.
Where's the
Let's see.
ATMOS?
Yeah, I
Where's
was
the
about to
ATMOS?
say, Doyle, if you got an NZ9 back there, you can raise that thing up so that.
Oh, ceiling's another video. Yeah, looks like it's got kind of a cathedral ceiling.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, wow.
Fancy.
Oh,
Paint.
acoustically treated as buck.
Yeah, paint that, bro. Why is it?
Yeah, cool.
Why is
Though.
it wood? Why is it all wood
Those
color?
Perlistens up there
Those are Rendels.
are Rendels. Okay, same designer. Great choice.
It don't make it the
Wow.
same, though.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I've never really seen that much diffusion on a. Listen, on a theater room, man, you probably need a little more absorption. I would redo that back wall with absorbive material instead of diffusive. If it was just a 2-channel room, I would like this a lot more, but it's a theater. Just a thought.
Mm-hmm. Is he going to get any, like, reflections off the beams?
I don't know, but that looks like some horror movie shit with those lights. You know, like somebody's gonna get chainsaw massacred in there.
It does. It's like a Saw 11
Like a
going on
barn.
in Doyle Schafer's house.
You got wires hanging out.
I mean, you kind of like gave up at your height speakers, didn't you? You're just like, I'm going to go all out with the bed layer and just cheap out on the
wires
heights.
is next to godliness. You never want to have to see wires.
I'm going to assume he's not going to paint the ceiling because that seems like it would be a lot of work now.
Not really. You could spray that, dude.
Yeah?
That big a deal. Matt Pose said his room was almost anechoic. It almost is, but it's technically correct. I've heard and spent quite a bit of time in Matt Pose's theater, and it's pretty.
How do you feel about he's got? I'm assuming those are like R5s back there, and then he's got the probably the R or the S5, S4Bs as side surround speakers, S4S.
Yeah,
look at that. You got the R5s, I think.
Player.
Yeah.
I would move those diffusers to the side and the absorbive in the back, my friend. I think you would notice a difference.
Oh, okay. That was a quick video. Come on, Doyle. Make some. One of these videos are like 30 seconds long. Oh, here's the hush box. Well, this is 40 seconds long. Look at that.
What projector is it?
I can't tell. JVC.
That ain't a JV. Is it a JVC?
Yeah, it's a JVC.
That is a JVC. There's the JVC.
Yep.
He's got an anamorphic lens. Smooth.
Yeah.
It's cool. Cool setup though. The hush box is cool.
Yeah. I don't know about that rack you got it on, but okay. Gosh, that camera's so shady, Doyle.
What is that, a piece of foam?
And then was
Not bad.
Oh,
All right, go.
Oh, he's got a Labradoodle. Is that a Labradoodle?
Is that a doodle?
Dog spaz.
Looks
Wet
like a
dog
doodle.
spaz.
What's up, buddy?
Wet dog
Love you.
spaz. Turn on the light.
This is the best part of the video.
This gets snuck in.
Wet dog spaz.
What's up, buddy?
Wet dog spaz.
What's up, buddy?
I'm a wet dog. I got a spaz. I'm a wet dog. I got a spaz.
Like, yeah, just give me a pass. Yeah. That's awesome.
Wet dog spaz. Wet dog spaz. そちらもう濡れてる。Wet dog spaz.
That's a good dog. Golden doodle.
Golden doodle.
Golden doodle.
Definitely like doodle.
Wet dog spaz. Wet dog spaz. Wet dog spaz.
It's not roast my
He
puppy.
said rubby. Wet dog
boy.
spaz.
He's a good dog. He's a good dog.
This is the best part of his roast. Oh, right, light demo. Sorry. All right, what do we got here? Oh,
Ooh. Lightsabers.
look how small that screen is.
Tiny.
How can you enjoy that, Doyle?
Come on, Doyle.
You need to get a third job so you get a better.
You already got the shit
screen.
to do it. Just get a bigger screen.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Haven't seen Atomic Blonde. Haven't seen this in a while.
So, Doyle, a good demo to play in your theater is a movie called Open Range. There's a gunfight at the end, and that is the best demo in surround. Period.
All right. So what do you think, Don?
I mean, he's so close.
Yeah.
So close. I mean, I would change the acoustic treatments in the back of the room to absorbive. I've said that 3 times, but it does make a difference. Move the absorbive to the side, paint everything, get a bigger screen.
Get a better rack.
It's a badass setup, dude. I
it is
love
badass,
being friends
yeah.
with Doyle and at his place, chilling, having a drink. You know what I mean? Getting a buzz, fucking checking it out. But I'm just saying, I mean, dude, you've already got the Kingpin speakers.
Yeah.
There's not really a better theater speaker than what you got. You got enough of it. What's the electronics running it?
Oh yeah, Doyle. Did you? You didn't mention the electronics. Why don't you put that on the chat here?
You better have a turnout, bitch.
Yeah, you better have it, dude. If you don't have a Treno, if you got a Marantz in there with all those Perlisten speakers,
Look, Shane's
I'm
like,
gonna have to kick you off my Patreon.
I ain't paying for that shit, but you better have a turnout.
If you don't have a Treno, you know where you can get one. Zach, how much is a Treno going right now?
A lot.
Just give us a
What's
call.
the electronics?
We have all the goodies.
What's the electronics?
Well, it looks like he's got 4 Rendels. He's got the R7s across the front.
Dude, if you got Emotiva in there, I'm driving. Where's he at? Texas?
Houston, I think, right?
Houston. I'm gonna drive out there. We're gonna have a talk. You got Emotiva shit in there.
You got R5s for R5Ts for surrounds. Those are my main speakers in
Got
my
a
living room.
Sony receiver. I'm gonna upgrade soon.
You get an Easy 7000. Oh, you
What?
got a Storm
You got
Audio.
Storm Audio.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Storm Audio's pretty pimp. Pretty pimp.
I mean, I would probably sell those Arendal height speakers and get some Perlistens personally. That's what I would do because they do sound different. Listen, if you ain't gonna roast them, I'm gonna roast them.
He ain't got the deals you got, so.
He got the money that I ain't got.
We already mortgaged his house to get the damn speaker set up.
I would swap out those heights. I feel a little indifferent about the big towers in the backs and then the little small side surrounds.
I wouldn't change that shit, dude. I would leave those around. They're fine.
I feel a little.
You're still way ahead of the game having those. Yeah, I just saying they're just effective.
Doyle. Don's being nice today. He only had 1 drink, so he's not really. He's not gonna. He's gonna lay in you after we get off the stream.
My kids think, no, I'm not. I think it's killer. I wished I had a room that
It is a killer.
I like
killer room.
I like the ceiling that goes up. I think that's super cool. I definitely paint those those cross beams or whatever. Going to change those lights. My God, change the lights, dude. Those are Those are hideous, dude. Get some kind of small LED. Well, they are. I mean, they're just.
He's got an iPhone, so he probably blasted those on 100% brightness.
Would he rather me be straight with him or just fluff his ass? I mean, he seems like the kind of dude who appreciates. You know what I mean? And look, I'm just picking, dude. But change those lights out.
That looks like the space. Remember in Casino Royale, where he brought at the end of the movie where he was sitting naked in the chair and the light was over his head. It was like swinging, and he's whipping his balls with that rope.
Tell us where the plans are.
That looks like that room.
Interrogate a bitch in there. You know what I mean? Some John Wick shit. No, I mean, it's a cool space, dude. Wish I had that.
I like it. Yeah. I definitely got a.
I'd have a big ass mulligan screen if I had that space. I'd have like at least doing 235 to 1. You got room to go out to like a 170 plus, man. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, did you write down your list of gear here?
No.
Doyle, did you already leave because we were just roasting you too bad? What's going on?
Come on, no, Doyle's cool.
Yeah,
dude, he wanted this shit roasted. That's what you get.
He got Buckeye amps. How you feel about that, Don?
Buckeye?
Yeah.
Never heard of her. No, I've heard of them. I'm sure they're fine.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I've never heard one, so.
Okay. He got Buckeye amps. I never heard of Buckeye amps. I hear they're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Class D.
Yeah, Class D.
I believe they're affordable. Well, in the affordable realm type of thing.
They got to be better than Emotiva.
Well, those are affordable too.
Well, for a reason. They're fucking junk.
Are you alluding that Buckeye's junk?
No, I'm talking about Emotiva.
So you got your Buckeye
module.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. So you got Storm Audio, you got Buckeye amps.
What's your pre-pro, brother?
Storm Audio.
Oh, that's right. You said that a minute ago.
Yeah,
I only had one drink.
I'm assuming you got a Kaleidoscape in there.
They sound like cherry amps. Okay, that's cool. God rest his soul.
I've never heard of cherry amps.
Cherry amps were dope. I've
never had one.
Yeah, if they're using Purify modules done right, they're probably killer amps.
HyperX Purify. How is it? The the NEDs.
And I've got 2 pieces of equipment right now I'm reviewing that both have the HyperX modules in them. And I think the Purify is their kingpin. That's what like the NAD, high-end NAD stuff uses. You got class. Damn.
All right, he's got it all down.
You got it all.
I am jealous.
Okay, yeah. He's got
Dude, Doyle, you have no idea how much grief I get because I'm a integrator and I do a lot of kaleidoscapes and I'm a big proponent of the product and I get a ton of grief by the pores.
How dare you say the pores?
I say it all the time.
I'm clipping that. That's gonna be a short.
It's so expensive when they got a business. Wonder if an asteroid hits us. They don't do Dolby Vision. Nah. Mom, my hot pocket's ready yet? Sorry.
Doyle, how big is that room, by the way? What's the distance between front of the lens and the screen? I guess that maybe he's maxed out his screen size.
Good thing your mom gave you that couch.
One thing that drives me crazy is having that projector so low. I bet you every time you move, you're probably blocking the image. You can raise that NZ9 up much higher and shift the image back onto the screen, so it's not blocking as bad.
Yeah, he's going for pure performance, man.
And then you can dump that Walmart rack that you got back there.
Yeah, what's over the rack, man? Come on. You're so close. You're so money. You don't even know it. You're almost there, Doyle. You're like right there, dude.
He's like, let me put my $30,000 projector on a $12 Walmart rack.
Hey, man, it worked. I mean, look, hide the wires, clean that shit up, paint, move some stuff around, paint those diffusers in the ceiling, man. And dude, it's pretty dope. I mean, it's hard to really knock this. We're just it's our time to be dicks. So
Yeah. Yo, Zach, how big of a screen can he get? He's got 23 feet long.
it's
That's a pretty
not
big room.
Walmart. It's Amazon. How
Well, I
dare
mean,
you?
it depends on his viewing distance, but if he's sitting about 15, 16 feet, I mean, at least 140, 150, 160, something like that, depending on his level
Well, if
of.
he's doing 235 to 1 or 240, man,
Yeah.
I'm thinking 160,
I mean,
147 to 150 at the minimum, dude. I mean,
Yeah. Did he say what size it was? Well, like 110, he said? I mean, that's a good looking room. I dig it. Aesthetically bothers me a little bit here and there, but I'll be perfectly happy with that room. I mean, the Arendal speakers would throw me off unless they were all Arendal. Just me. Apparently, it doesn't matter for Don. Tamper matching doesn't matter for Don. It would matter for me.
matching my ass, dude. Like you could hear the difference in that shit.
Like you can't hear a difference between speakers? Is that what you're telling me?
No, you're
Don.
But if you've got a really high performance brand for your Atmos, and you think you're going to really differentiate that in the mix of mayhem of Atmos surround with your Perlistens, I think you're full of shit.
There are some movies where there's like voices that go around, and if you can't hear the difference, then you got old man hearing.
Old man hearing. But you're old too. What are you talking about?
I'm Asian though, so I'm like, we could be the same age. We could be the same age, but me being Asian, you cut that right in half.
You're 60, fucking Asians. My girlfriend's Asian, so I can say that.
He got the Asian card.
I did got the Asian card.
We need to get Jordan up in the stream so we get the other card as well.
Jordan, but I can't use harsh language when Jordan's around. Jordan's such a nice guy. I don't want to. I'm like,
bro, you get a 113-inch screen? I got 120 in my little room. He's got 113. That's even smaller than mine.
We got to roast your theater one day, dude.
I can roast it myself. I mean, it's small. My theater is always in shambles because there's always stuff coming in and out. So it's never perfect.
I got another one like Doyle's that you guys would like to roast. It kind of has similar design elements with the
like shitty wiring and like just raw wood and projector on top of your head. I'm kidding.
Dude, Zach, if you installed an NZ9 on top of an Amazon rack.
Let me just say that. I would take the shit out of Doyle's room and be perfectly happy. If anybody didn't like it, I'd be like, get out. Leave. Leave. I got Perlistens, bitch. What are you talking about?
You get 1410 vision. So you need
Yeah, you could change those Atmos to Perlistens if you got the money, but that wouldn't be my first change.
What would be your first change?
Bigger screen, frame it out, build a baffle wall, put the center behind an acoustically transparent screen, leave the left and right out to the sides, change those acoustic treatments in the back to absorbive, and move some of that diffusive to the side of the room. I think he would be happier with the sound quality. I'm telling you, the absorbive in the back of a room makes a huge difference. And what it makes a difference in is dialogue intelligibility. It really does. Like you can actually hear the difference on it. And I've done it 100 times, and I've got people that I've talked to in the industry that are through YouTube or, being a influencer, whatever that is. And they've done that. They're like, dude, I heard a demonstrable difference in it because that slap echo, besides your absorbive on your first reflection, that slap echo is the biggest thing that screws up your sound, man, big time. But what's cool about his system is that focused beam dispersion that the Perlistens have. So there's, he's overcoming a lot of stuff.
You know what I've seen over in like the UK and all that? I think there's like a UK channel, like a German channel, where they have these fabric ceilings, and they kind of stagger, and they're backlit from behind, so that would like cover whatever's going on up top. Like it would hide that the whole cathedral look to it, and it would just illuminate and kind of glow up top when the movie's not playing.
You could use some LEDs across the pointing up from those beams and paint it black, and dude, how pimp would that shit look with like light glowing, on all those painted So somebody in there, Jason Marin, you started a $200,000 equipment rack. What was in that rack? I'm just curious. Sorry, because I just did a $2.5 million theater, and we have a pretty pricey rack. I was just curious what you put in it, because that's an expensive rack, 200 grand.
You are deviating from Doyle's theater here.
No. That's all right. We're all, like a big family.
Okay, so Doyle's going home. We've roasted him enough. He's got to go home now.
He's like, screw you guys, right. I'm going home.
All right, so thank you, Doyle, for sending in your theater to be roasted. If you guys want to get your theater roasted as well from Don and 25% from Zack when he has his internet working, then send your theater in to the channel. Emails are down below in the video's description.
You gonna tolerate that, Zack?
He can't even hear us. He hears like every fifth word.
I just want to know what Doyle does for a living.
Boys, I just started a $200,000 equipment rack just for a theater with Perlisten speakers.
Yeah, I think he's typing up what's in it. I'm just curious. I mean, it's probably Trinov and a whole rack full of crazy expensive racks or amps, excuse me. All right, I did a theater with a whole 42 space rack full of amplifiers, literally.
All Macintosh?
No, it's not Macintosh. I wouldn't sell Macintosh.
How dare you? Macintoshes. Classic.
It's got pretty blue lights. I love it.
Classic. John Sandoval is here today. I don't know if he's still here.
He's still here.
Johnny Sand. And so John is still waiting for... He sent me a message the other day. I don't know if it's been shipped, but Zack, are those Ava remotes on the way? Dude, this internet.
Hey, Shane, I got to go to my daughter's play, so I'm going to have to jet.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Love you. Talk shit about me when I'm gone.
Yeah. I think it might just be me talking to myself because Zack is like...
Sorry. Well, I want to go hear Doyle's theater. I bet that thing hammers, dude, with all those killer... I mean, he's got tip-top gear in there, man. I bet that thing rocks.
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
I bet there's some rattles. I bet there's some rattles he's having to chase down in that room too. All that wood and stuff in it.
Wood. You said wood.
All right, I'm gonna go be a dad. Love every one of you. My new Dane buddy.
Zach, Victor says you need fiber for your internet.
How'd you get to 200 grand with ATI amps, dude? Come on.
Let me see. Well, maybe you got a lot.
And ATI amps.
Mad VR.
I'm not charging enough for some because, well, Kaleidoscapes, depending on what Zazie did, that could be
150 grand. That's 150 grand right there.
Doyle, as long as you're pouring good booze, man, I'll come over. I will. Next time I'm in Texas, I will look you up. Don, you're putting me to sleep.
You are putting him to sleep.
And fucking bug off, bitch. You ain't gotta be here. John's my boy.
He got a Barco projector. Here's a Barco projector.
Oh yeah, that's some money.
Yes,
even
it is.
The cheap Barco ain't cheap.
Nope. I contemplated.
You got control equipment and stuff in it, Jason. You're an integrator, I'm assuming. You got Savant or Control 4 or Crestron or whatever in there. I mean, it adds up quick, dude. I just sent out a $1.1 million proposal to a client recently. So now if they're going to buy it or not, that's different. But they wanted everything, and I get it. It all adds up really quick when you're an integrator. Trust me.
Here's a question for you, Don. Does the Seno beryllium speakers actually sound like beryllium, like Focal?
Apples and oranges. I mean, they sound really good. They're the Sendo super dynamic, but they don't play
compression,
low.
Like a compression-esque sound.
So the Focal is much more musical, in my opinion. If you're gonna, but I wouldn't do. I personally wouldn't do a reference super high-end theater. I don't think Focal makes anything with output to to match what you're going to get from an Ascendo on a big theater where you're looking for SPLs. But no, it's not the same. It's different. I'm saying one's better than the other. They're just different.
Zach, are you on your iPad now? Oh, are you on the webcam on your?
I'm on my iPhone now. I think the issue is actually with my laptop because we'll see what happens, but it looks like it's not dropping on my phone. I might need to investigate this issue further.
Tisk.
Love you guys. Gotta go be a dad. See ya.
All right, 99.
Doyle, you're the man.
Yeah, that was a killer theater setup you have there, Doyle.
Yeah, you're close, dude. Just work on the aesthetics, work on the mechanical parts of it. Police the wires. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it does make a difference. Police the wires. Paint those. Paint your cross beams. Put some LEDs shooting up into it, so you got this kind of eerie, cool glow going on top. That's what I would do. I mean, you're
Shane, look up that theater I was telling you about, or trying to tell you about when I was cutting out. Look in some inspiration, kind of same design elements. Just type in like.
Here. Whoops, hold on. Let me go over here. Move that window. This is on your channel, right?
Yeah, go type in like Dreamedia, and then I think it was a 7.6.4. Put 7.6.4. I believe it'll pop up.
7.6. Hold on, I can't read. I need bifocals. Oh, you got another. Oh, that's the one that we just seen. Okay. I see you did some RBH videos lately.
Oh, it's a 7.6.6. Oh. Yeah,
wait, is this like an older?
It was a month ago.
7.6.6. 7.
Yep.
7.6.
And it kind of had the same vibe that Doyle had.
Oh, here we go. What is a Dreamedia? Let me share this. What is this? Let me remove this. Add this. Must see 7.6.6. And where is this? Is this in Texas as well?
Yep. This is in Fairview, Texas.
Play. Here we go. Oh, we got the Sonos Fabers, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that from here.
We've been a Sonos Faber dealer. We just recently
really?
added Macintosh.
Since when?
It's part of our Dreamedia Plus program, so we don't market it super heavy. But
are those the Sonetos?
Yes. Or no, sorry, Olympicas.
Olympicas, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those are
gray
Olympic
ones they got.
No,
yeah, those are cool, fancy though. Yeah, I was gonna get those in a while ago, but they were just really fancy, you know.
Yeah, they definitely have a nice design element and really nice sound. Sonos Faber is a great line. We're happy to have them.
Kick that into 4K.
Yeah, I think my laptop's the problem. I haven't cut out once over here on the phone, so
something's going on. What you got? NZ7? NZ8?
I can't remember.
What's this, a ranch?
I don't know. If you look at the description, it should say. But yeah, it had a Panamorph lens on it, and this was before we started selling Mad VR, so he has a lens doing all the video. I believe it's. I think it's an NX model.
Okay.
Correctly.
What's going on with the monkey bars?
An NX9. Well, that's what I was.
Bars up there.
That's why I wanted to show this one off because I mean the customer, he liked that design element. Like he wanted to keep it kind of rustic, traditional style. But the main reasons that we did it was the house is framed in steel beams, so you can't really get wiring through the walls. So what we did was run all our wiring through those channels in the rustic framing that you see. So it serves a design purpose, but also it helps with helped us with the wiring as well.
Yeah, those speakers are fancy, boy.
Yeah,
you guys know the the grills on the Sonos Fabers, they're meant to be like the strings on like a violin or a cello. That's the idea behind those strings.
Yeah, the strings
like
are
instrument.
You can remove it if you don't like the look, but it's a cool Sonos Faber thing.
The what subs did you put in there? You didn't put the Gravis in there, did you?
That's the Radeon Blu-ray that we carry.
Oh, you even got the Sonos Faber Bluetooth speaker or the wireless speaker in there.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, we don't promote Sonos Faber super heavily, but it's a really good quality manufacturer.
Yeah, they're pricey. I feel like they're like a tough sell unless you just want to get like music, because you got to be like a specific kind of person. You got to be like a very specific kind of customer for those speakers. Probably not people's first choice for home theater speakers, unless you got like a real fancy living room or something like that.
Yeah, they definitely look aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that the gray ones they have instead of the wood one, they have like that gray color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely got that country vibe to it. That entire room. So those speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool.
You got a bunch of subs in there. How many subs? How many SVS did you got in there?
There's 16 Ultras in the front, and then the PB 4000s at the sides.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Damn. Yeah.
I mean, that room slammed. I think the only thing better is if we get a little more absorption up on the ceiling, some more absorption. But this was just the first take. Obviously, customers like this are always upgrading. But this was a good, complete package to show off. We did acoustics treatments throughout the entire space with bass traps and everything.
Are these the surround speakers in the shelf?
No, they're actually right beside the listening area. Yeah, if you click right there, you can see them.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, duh. Yeah, real open. How big? That's a big ass room.
Yeah, huge room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at those side by side subs. Damn.
Like that.
Did you kind of like when you did those subs, did you kind of use the Trinnov to kind of isolate different portions of the room with bass? Like directional bass almost?
Yeah, Kellen did a custom calibration on the entire space.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. Yeah, I like that. I like that space. Really family big country space. You got the Savoys in there.
He's a church leader, and he actually holds his Bible studies and gatherings in there. Like, it's a really useful space in the home that they use a lot, not only for home theater, but just generally for hanging out. It's got a good vibe in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. That looks pretty... That's an expensive room, too. Very expensive room, for sure. Because those Sonos Fibers ain't cheap.
No, those Olympic and Nova 5s are beautiful speakers.
When are you going to be carrying the Max? Did you go, what are you planning on going to Binghamton?
It's on the list. We're just, I would say in the next week or two will be official, but trying not to spread the word too much until everything's dialed in and we're ready to do a solid launch. I recorded all that content when we were in New York at their House of Sound.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for your video because I saw Gene's and Gene's video kind of sucked. I was like, Daniel, Gene, you got the second video, but it was like worse than the first one.
Oh no.
Let me see what other questions that we have up here. Do you carry Barco or no?
Yes.
Oh, you do carry Barco.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll be using Barco on all our DCI compliant theaters. I got that one in Chicago that's gonna be freaking insane. And using the Bel Air Cinema.
Really?
Great.
You're gonna be installing Bel Air Cinema. Damn, that's a video. You'd be the first one to have that.
Actually, just signed a an NDA with them yesterday.
NDA?
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, never mind then, guys.
Let's just stop talking about that.
Never mind.
Pretty exclusive stuff.
But I would say, you know, with you know how people are just been talking like Best Buy has gotten rid of selling the physical media stuff, and like people are like, you know, streaming will get rid of physical media at some point in time, which I would say that I don't think that's ever going to happen. Like if streaming were to catch up with like discs and all that, and streaming was to catch up to Kaleidoscape, I would say movies would move towards what you're getting with Bel Air Cinema and your just straight DCI files, where it'd be less compression and better, higher quality imaging, even at the same resolution. Because if you guys have ever seen a 1080p DCI file, like a trailer or just a movie, like an actual home theater, it's so close to 4K. It's not even. I feel like 4K they're just duping us with 4K. Because when you see like a high quality, very uncompressed 1080p stream or video, it's so good. It's like ridiculously good.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Every year we just learn more and more and make theaters better and better.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm anticipating in the future. Like once streaming does come up to, you know, physical media specs, that the physical media specs, Kaleidoscape specs, they're just going to get better. It happens every year. So, you know, it's always like doom and gloom every few years for like discs and vinyl and CDs. It always gets better. I'm going to start, what is this? Movie theaters will go out of movie theaters will never go out of business, because without movie theaters we would not have movies. We would not have physical media. We wouldn't have streaming services. Hollywood is dependent on movie theaters. So when people say dumb shit like that, movie theaters can never go out of business because we won't have any content to watch. Barco versus Christie, Zach. Have you seen a comparison?
I've seen them separately in many different configurations. But honestly, I just don't know the Christie models, and we just this year learned all the Barco models. So I don't want to really say anything just because I don't have. It's not like JVC and Sony and Epson projectors where like we've spent the last 10 years just cross comparing. I'm like, this whole ultra high end market is fairly new for Dreamedia still, and you know, like I've seen Christie's, plenty of them at these trade shows, but it's one thing to see it in a trade show, and it's another thing to compare it like side by side next to a Barco. So I mean, they're both great products. They're top of the line solutions, but I don't want to say anything bad because I just honestly don't have a real situation where I can vouch and say one way or another. Plus, it's going to be dependent on the model, which model you're comparing to which, you know, Barco models. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even know why people bring up that comparison. And people get so upset with Kaleidoscape. Like, why are you guys even bringing up Barco and Christie? Like, that's well beyond Kaleidoscape money right there.
Right.
That's not even like normal people stuff. That's just like you're an oil tycoon. You would have something like that. Apple will buy Kscape for $1 billion or $2 billion, whatever their value is. I don't see that. Apple's not going to buy a physical media platform anytime soon that I could anticipate. They're making too much money on iPhones and streaming right now. I mean, they got that new movie coming out this week, Killers of the Flower Moon. Zach, are you going to the movies this week?
I don't have plans to.
Prom 9, you got them kids.
Yeah. If I got
What's-
another 10 minutes, I have to hop off and go pick the kid up from school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you got coming up this week?
RPH content. So we're really putting a spotlight on the guys in Utah making hand-built, made in America speakers with those AMT tweeters. I mean, those things scream. I'm a believer. I'm sold ever since hearing Gene's setup with Audioholics. You know, we've been fanboys, and apparently people are just blown away by Kellen's 2-channel setup, which people can contact us to demo if they'd like, along with our full Focal JTR 9.2.6 theater at Kellen's house. But RBH is the real deal. It is the best kept secret in audio. I mean, nobody talks about them, but we're going to kind of shout it from the rooftops and make people aware of what they're doing over there.
Well, I'm still waiting on some speakers from them. I don't know. It's been like 8 months, so what's going on? All right, so I just got in. Be on the lookout. I'm shooting for maybe, what's today? Thursday? Maybe Saturday or Sunday, probably Monday at the latest. I got the brand new Hisense PL1 in today. So I just came in today. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos compatible, ultra short throw projector. I think it's something like, what is it, $2,500, Zach?
I'm not sure. Let's go to the website and see. PL1.
Yeah, PL1. Hisense. Hisense is bringing it this year with their TVs and ultra short throws. This will be actually my first Dolby Vision projector. Also, if you guys missed the video, I did put up a Nomadic ultra short throw review up 2 days ago now. So I know not too many views on it because nobody really knows who Nomadic is. They're kind of a newer brand. So definitely check out that video if you want to get an affordable ultra short throw projector with a very distinctive look to it. And for the same price, I think the same price, the Hisense, the PL1.
2200 lumen, Dolby Vision. What is it? What technology?
I think it's a single. I believe it's a single
laser.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said they were going to get me one of these too, but I told them I would have needed to create the content Monday this week. That was the only time slot I had open. But yeah, curious to check out the ultra short throws from Hisense. We just brought them on. They're a manufacturer, the manufacturer behind a lot of the manufacturers that you see out on the market. They're the
AWOL. Yeah, so they make AWOL projectors, and if you're a fan of AWOL projectors, you should be a fan of... You know what's funny is that they make AWOL projectors. AWOL projectors have 3D, but Hisense projectors do not. Very strange omission, I think.
That is interesting.
Yeah. And ultra short throw projectors would be ideal. They are ideal for 3D because they're so bright.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they don't add that in there.
They have their 3D on demo at almost all the trade shows, and it's pretty cool. I mean, since 3D's kind of been phased out, it's nice to still have some projector manufacturers offering it.
I mean, Sony and JVC do. Why does? I mean, that's... I can see why 3D never took off on TVs because it's just really not that immersive enough. But for projectors, for sure. So that's coming out. Zack sent me the Hi-Fi Rose, and then I'm probably going to do a little comparison with that, and then the Ever Solo. I don't know if Kellen sent that out today or not, but I'm waiting for that to come in as well, so I can do kind of like a side-by-side comparison, like a high-end streamer versus more of an entry-level streamer. So I think that would be a good video as well. So pairing that out with the Perlisten R5T, and then the NAD as well. M23, which I have, but I don't know if you're getting text you need to leave or something like that, Zach, but yeah, so definitely check out the videos, guys. Subscribe over to Zach's channel, and be on the lookout for the Hisense coming up this week as well. So thanks for